Safety in the game of horse racing is paramount and is constantly evolving.
Just like all sports, we've improved a lot in our equipment and our care for riders and horses. Well, the safety vests are required to have an ASTM standard, which is the independent lab that tests helmets for NFL, for baseball players, for motorcycle helmets. We require our vest and helmets to also be tested by these labs. You'll see a lot of these good standards of vests. These are some of the ones that the Outriders are using. They're all approved. This is an approved safety vest. This comes from Australia. And anybody being mounted on a horse will be required to wear an approved safety vest.
Another safety aspect for the riders and all on horseback is the service of an ambulance and its properly qualified attendants at all times during the running of the races and training hours at all California racetracks. Safety also extends in the maintenance of the dirt and the turf courses. The track superintendent's main function is to achieve a consistent, safe, and fair racing surface.
You want a track to be giving, to have some life in it, so a horse can get into it and kind of bounce on it. When it gets too hard, a horse hits the ground at something like 2,500 PSI every time he hits the ground. So you want them, but you don't want the ground to break away, but you want to have enough give, it's called shear strength, to where they break over properly without hurting themselves. We've put in the last 15 years more science into it.
We take daily cushion depth readings. As you can see, this one is 3 inches in cushion depth. We also take a soil sample and we measure it for the moisture to see. We'll take it in, we'll cook it in the oven for 24 hours, and then we see how much moisture is in the surface.
I think today tracks are much safer now compared to where they were. So we're constantly measuring the depth of the track, the compaction of the track. We need to know if our material is breaking down, when to add material.
This is a clay hammer. It reads compaction on the racing surfaces. It gives you a reading of how soft it is and how much, the higher the numbers, the harder the track is.
How hard's the track this morning?
It's right now showing 5.7, which is soft. Very good.
On a daily routine, we have some grading we have to do because all the materials move down to the inside. So we're always bringing them back out and keeping the track properly graded and maintained that way.
We also test the turf to determine with the hardness of the turf course. We'll do 3 drops, 4.4, 5.1, and 6.5, which is a very good number. That's soft and it's where the norm is.
The most important thing is to keep the track consistent and uniform for the horses and the health of the horses. The number one thing about a track is making it as safe as possible for the riders and the horses.
Another area horse racing has made great improvements is using the temporary safety rails throughout the inside of the turf course.
We work closely with the safety stewards, and if they see something wrong with a rail or what have you, we'll come in and we have to correct that.
All California racetracks have the rails and the surface inspected prior to the start of a meet.